what's going on, guys? What is happening? Welcome to the Suit Up Geek Fix podcast. Today is our episodes 4 through 6 review of Star Wars Visions. Check it out on Disney Plus if you haven't already. Spoiler. We're going to be breaking down our top takeaways and our grades of these episodes. Joining me is my man, my brother from another mother. He is Loretto. Follow him on Twitter at Marcellus Durden. What's up, Lo?
Hello, good day for Star Wars. Feels like forever since we saw episodes 1 through 3, but the wait was kind of cool. I'm glad we are doing it in this manner, and the build up for these three episodes were great, and I'm super happy to talk about it. It was just incredible.
Yeah, this show's awesome. Like, just fresh, original Star Wars content. Inject all of it into my freaking veins. Let's talk about episode 4, The Village Bride. Lead us off, Lo. What were some of your main takeaways?
Immediately, it gave me like shades of like James Cameron's Avatar.
Ooh,
their connection with the planet, like the planet having its memories. It reminded me of Awa. Awa, the Navi's planet, could connect with them. And what's up?
I went Avatar, The Last Airbender on that one.
Oh, the other Avatar.
Same thing though. Same thing.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting the connections I got, but also in general, a really beautifully animated style. I really appreciate that every animation studio and every story has had its own distinct character, and I think the world building here was really beautiful. A little bit of Princess Mononoke as well, with the village and the planet being like sapped of resources. I mean, that's the same kind of stuff, that environmentalist stuff that James Cameron was touching on as well. So that spoke to me, and overall, I really liked the Jedi character in this. I guess her name is F. I don't remember them saying it, but I saw it in the credits. The English dub was voiced by Karen Fukuhara, who was in Suicide Squad, amongst other things. Cool. Yeah, she's friggin' awesome. She did a great job, and I loved her character. I was really impressed with this episode, man.
Yeah, for me, it was brilliant. Definitely up there for top episodes of the series so far. I have only seen the first 6. I thought the dialogue was really good. I thought the music was absolutely incredible. I love it when Star Wars just, takes a step back and goes and gives us a slower paced Star Wars story focused on characters and world building. Like I said, the music was a standout for this one. Some of the best I've seen in Star Wars, which is just a massive compliment. Like I said, Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes. I love the gold saber. I don't think we've seen enough of the yellow gold lightsaber. That was a really, really cool thing. But this episode alone had probably one of my favorite memories sequences in the series so far. The part where the main character goes, "I am a Jedi," was just absolutely terrific for me. It was just great. Like, it took me right back to Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan in Star Wars Rebels. They're like, there's so much tension and buildup. The fight goes like this, but it's just so effective and it's so Star Wars. And I just absolutely loved it. It gave me the most goosebumps, man. Like, it takes balls to say something like, "I am a Jedi." Like, there's expectation, there's accountability. It is, you put yourself on the line when you say those 4 words. So what would you grade this episode, Loretto?
I would give it a good 8.5. Okay. I'll talk about why it's a little bit lower a little bit later, but I just, in comparison to the 2 that followed, I feel like this trio of episodes in particular definitely surpassed the first 3. As much as I loved the first episode, the duel, this trio of episodes was such an interesting group to put together, and I can't wait to talk about the next one. But I'll give it a good 8.5. It was really beautiful, and I really liked the character development. My only issue, though, is it's the same issue I have with all the other ones, and especially the one that we're going to talk about in a second. It's just so damn short. Like, I want more. Like, I want so much more, and that's maybe like the only gripe I have with it.
That's something we said during our episodes 1 through 3 review show. You're going to hear me say a lot more of that, especially when we get into the next one. But that's the biggest thing is, like I said earlier, like when Star Wars slows down, gives us fresh characters and world building. And I'm sorry, but to get away from the Skywalker saga, like, it feels so great. It feels so great as a Star Wars nerd to really be deep diving into this. I actually was higher. I give this a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really strong. It's not my favorite of the series. Definitely among the top of the series. That is still the first episode. I forget what that episode's called, but it was just absolute. I love that episode. But let's move on to the 9th Jedi, episode 5. I really love this episode. Go ahead, Loretta.
No, go ahead. Take it away.
All
I'm
right.
gonna jump out of my seat when I start talking.
That's really what it was. Like, this episode probably had the most Star Wars vibe, Star Wars feel of the entire series so far. The saber changing color, depending on who holds it, is such a badass concept. There were some really cool concepts, especially in the third episode 6 here. But I love this concept, and I just want it to be a series so bad. I thought this episode did a really good job of blending like core classic Star Wars, giving us new innovative Star Wars, and blending that with anime, and just, the 15-20 minute runtime, the world building, the characters, the storylines, top to bottom was terrific. All led by Kara, I think is her name, who was just an amazing, phenomenal character. And you talk about wanting an episode to continue. I think Kara is just one of the best characters of Star Wars Visions so far. But I just hope this is canon. Like, my first thought with last episode was Avatar: The Last Airbender. My first thought was the lightsaber changing colors. Like, what does that mean for like Mace Windu? I know this is not canon. I really hope it eventually will be. But the idea of like a lightsaber going from blue to red, or all those different kind of concepts, was really fun. I really enjoyed this episode. What about you, man?
Woo! Holy moly! I was like driving home from work, and I pulled up to my house, and the episode was just about ended, and I was applauding in my car. And no offense to Rise of Skywalker, no offense to The Mandalorian, and no offense to The Bad Batch, but this is what I freaking wanted from something new, something different, something fresh in the Star Wars mythos, and the idea of setting this way past the Skywalker saga, and like there is no more Jedi, and then we have this sabersmith building these sabers to recreate the Jedi Order. Such a fun concept, and the character work was beautiful. The camera work was so dynamic, especially for an animated feature or short, whatever you want to call it. I appreciate when with animation you can be really dynamic with the camera work. There's that section when Clara was running away on the ice, and it was like a chase sequence.
Awesome.
And I felt like Anakin in the Naboo ship, like, this is pod racing, but this is Star Wars. Like, that's what I felt in my heart. And seeing all the Sith that were secretly disguised as Jedi pull up the red sabers got chills.
Yeah.
And I like the concept of the guy that wasn't quite he was on the fence. He was giving into the darkness, but he was still a good guy, and his saber went from red to purple. And you hit the nail on the head, man. That concept of the lightsaber itself channeling your character and your energy, I think, is such a welcome and beautiful addition to the Star Wars mythos. And I loved everything about it, every second. And I was like drooling at the end of it, because I'm just like, oh my God, I'll watch a movie, I'll watch a series. Just take my money. I will watch anything related to the 9th Jedi. By far, my favorite episode of the 6 episodes we've seen. And it surpassed, because I love the duel so much, but it surpassed the duel for me. I was overjoyed, man.
Cool. Yeah, I even love the idea of like having these like specialized kyber crystals, and what that could mean for like different Jedi and Sith. Just an amazing concept to further explore. How would you grade this episode? I could guess.
10 out of 10. 100 out of 10. Give it all the 10s. It just was outstanding. And it's so exciting to see these fresh voices, these animation studios tell such wonderful stories, and it shows the true infinite potential that Star Wars had. I mean, no offense to like Force Awakens and Last Jedi, which I enjoyed a lot, but it just showed what you could do past the Skywalker saga, and what you could do with animation, especially. Just a gorgeous experience. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, over and over.
Yeah, I'm debating, like, the first episode and this episode are probably my 2 favorites so far. They're right up there. I'll go at 9.5. I'm going to tie it with my first episode. That is the highest grade I've given so far. It's a tie. It's a tie. 9.5 out of 10. Let's roll on to T0-B1. Toby T0-B1. Lead us off, man. What was your take?
Oh my goodness. If you took like Astro Boy and Pinocchio and put it like
Yes,
in like the
I wrote
setting of
that
Wally,
down.
with this Santa Claus Jedi, and it's funny, when it first started, I thought, okay, this one's gonna be kind of like a children's episode, and it's gonna be a little bit more like, not a downgrade, but just in terms of tone, I thought they were gonna like really lighten it up. And lo and behold, the episode finishes with T0-B1 fighting an Inquisitor. Like, and it got really dark really fast, and the action was really cool. It This one caught me off guard. I didn't expect to like this one as much as I did, but like I said, the building of the character of T0-B1 was just awesome. He was adorable, and he was like a lovable character that you can't help but root for. And it really tugged on my heartstrings. I'm gonna be honest. That whole maker and creator thing, and father son kind of thing. I will neither confirm nor deny the amount of tears were behind my eyes today. But a really good episode. I just, again, it was like 12 minutes or something like that, 13 minutes.
Yes.
I could have watched T0-B1 freaking just do homework and research on the planets for another 10 minutes, man. Like, it just felt way too short, and that's my only gripe with that one.
That's exactly what I wrote. I wrote Pinocchio. What if Star Wars and Pinocchio had a baby? And I wrote Mega Man. I had Mega
Nice.
Man vibes with this one. I love those video games. Big fan of Mega Man, and also the pacing, the runtime. Like this could have easily been more fleshed out to like 45 minutes, and it would have been absolutely terrific. This was one for me that felt the least like Star Wars out of the group. I enjoyed the visuals, but the visual design did not feel like Star Wars to me at all. It was a cute Star Wars story. It was like it was a Star Wars story made for like 4-year-olds, which is fine, but that's just not for me. I'm not. That doesn't take anything away from it. But for me, the most interesting thing about this episode was that the concepts that robots can be Jedi. Personally, I did not think about that. Like, so this like kind of raises so many like other questions after I finished watching it, which was just a few minutes ago. Like, how much does the Force entangle with consciousness? T0-B1, like he was created by a kyber crystal, but he is acting like this little boy. And is the kyber crystal his soul? And are kyber crystals alive? And, is that his heart? So there's just a lot of like room for like interpretation and imagination there that I found really intriguing. And this was by far my least favorite episode of the season, but that concept alone was dynamic, and I just give so much credit
You
to
know,
the studio here.
really quick, speaking to that interesting dynamic, there's parallels there with Vision, right?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
Vision was connected and created by the Infinity Stone, the Mind Stone, but like how much of that is his own consciousness? He came from Jarvis, and he came from. So I think the concept of souls, and if this thing is alive, I think it's really interesting. So
Yeah. So I would imagine like the kyber crystal is his heart, and that is what's connected to the Force. Is that I don't know. I'm just talking about how would you grade this episode?
to be honest, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I did. And my only complaint is the runtime. So I'll give it a 9.123. You know what I love really about this episode is it felt like a children's book come to life. There was a section where
Yeah.
he was imagining being a Jedi, and then the animation almost went like watercolor style, and it was just like, for me, it was just such a joyous experience. Whether or not you're old or young, it obviously caters to the younger crowd here. With the whole Santa Claus master Jedi master thing, he looked like Santa Claus. Let's be real. But my thing was also the message. That's what bumps this up really high for me. I love that sitting in his cockpit, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna continue my professor's work. I'm gonna go to planets and bring life and fight evil, because that's what a Jedi does."
Mm.
And I was just like, yeah, like, like that's what you believe in when I was a kid. Luke Skywalker was the hero of all heroes, and that concept, they nailed it. And I just love that they packaged it in this cute little kid's tale. So
Love it.
9.123 for me.
All right, I'm definitely lower. I'll go 8 out of 10. Maybe just because you love it so much. I'll do like an 8.2 out of 10. Not taking away, it just wasn't for me. Like this is the one episode out of like a good chunk of them that I would absolutely watch. Don't get me wrong. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Like a 45-hour long series of this, but it's not, didn't pique my interest as much. But the concepts are absolutely terrific, guys. In the comment section, let us know your thoughts on Star Wars Visions so far. If you love Star Wars, give this video a like. Loretto, where can we find you, man? What do you got going on?
You can follow me on Twitter at Marcellus Durden. I don't have a lot going on. I'm kind of like just preparing for this Halloween draft we got coming up. You can drop all the details in a second, but you know, I gotta get back into the spooky mode here. I've been doing a lot of random 90s viewing the past 3 days, and starting like tonight, I'm gonna start kicking off spooky season. So we'll see how that goes.
I've already been that. Well, we've been watching Midnight Mass, which has been pretty strong so far. I'm enjoying it so far. But yeah, tomorrow starts 31 Days of Horror Halloween, and I believe Casper's on at 2:30, and I'm jacked up. I am so jacked up. Our next movie draft will go to Halloween. So it's going to tie in the best of Halloween. It's going to tie in the best of horror, and it's going to be 10 teams. October 16th, 8 p.m. East Coast time. Saturday, October 16th, East Coast time at 8 p.m. And it's just going to be a blast because I'm going to be really interested to see like where that balance of Halloween meets horror goes, and which, you know, where the run of Halloween movies, because there's definitely a difference. Like there's definitely movies that I grade higher for Halloween than like a horror. So it'll be really, really fun. So that'll be here at the Suit Up Geek Fix YouTube channel and on Twitter at the Suit Up Geeks. Follow my man Loretto on Twitter at Marcellus Durden. I am Dibes, Mr. Crackpot. Stay awesome, everybody.